Hey folks, Jeremiah here with trappingtoday.com, and I just wanted to give you an update on fur prices for February 2018. So I gave a fur price update about a month or so ago, and that was pretty popular. A lot of people tuned in and watched that video, and honestly, if you watch that now, not much has changed at all in the fur market since then. However, we've had a number of different fur auctions on the state level in a few different states, quite a few states, and they basically just kind of affirmed the prices that we predicted early on, and basically just again confirmed that there's really not much movement in this market. So unfortunately, the low prices continue. If you want to look on the bright side, the prices don't seem to be getting too much lower, but some items are weakening a little bit. So we'll probably start with the Bobcat market, because that's a really popular market for a lot of Western trappers, and cats have been bringing pretty good money. It looks like the days of the $300 to $400 average on Bobcats are probably over for a while. Now what has happened is you're still seeing some high dollar cats, like so just going over a few of the auction results, there were a few sales in the past week or so. Colorado, Idaho, and Utah all had fur auctions. The Colorado one was really big. The Utah one was pretty big as well. And Nevada, as I speak, Nevada is working on an auction right now. So I'm not sure what that's going to bring, but it's probably not going to be much different. The indicators there for the Bobcat market is that there's still demand for the really high quality Bobcats, but the price spread between high quality and low quality cats is getting wider and wider and wider. So the Colorado sale had a lot of cats in it, and the overall average for Bobcats was $190. So that's quite a ways down from those $300 average cats. And let me just check out the Utah sale. The Utah Bobcat averaged $231, so not far off of that. And then the Idaho sale Bobcats were $263. Now you're still seeing $700, $800 cats at the top end, but those cats are some of the best in the market. They have really thick, high density fur, and they also have very wide, white, clear bellies, without a lot going on there. Just real white, clean, and then well-defined dark spots on the bellies. Those are the best type of Bobcat in the current fur market based on what that fur is being used for. Bobcats from other regions, well, Bobcats in the West now, they call them the A-type cats, the B-type cats, the C. Those grades are, we're seeing a huge price drop from one grade to the next. So the cat market that is a sign of potential weakness in the cat market. Coyotes are still holding up as well, but the averages seem to be creeping down just a little bit. Though again, that Western coyote that has that thick fur, coyotes are used right now. The hot item is trim on parkas, and trim usually going on the hood of those parkas. In order for that trim to fit well and to work well in a parka, the guard hairs need to be able to stand up, and it's that thick underfur that makes those guard hairs really stand out and make a trim hood look really good. And so that's what the buyers want. So those Western coyotes, you're still going to look at getting $70 plus average on a lot of those, but if they're not really thick and prime, the average drops. And the last three sales, the averages have been around the high 40s, close to $50. Looks like yeah, 47 in Utah. I think Colorado was 52 or so. So those are the two big items. They're holding up, but there's a bit of a sign of weakness. Beaver again is in the tank, $12 to $14 average. The Hatter market is keeping beaver alive, so we're just trying to ride that one out. See, I got a few beavers here. I've got about 15 of them put up here in the shed right now that are probably going to go get tanned. It's a really weak market, but remember with beaver you have castor. Castor's been going really well. $70, $60-$70 a pound, depending on quality. Some down into the 50s, but really good castor market. And of course you could sell the skulls, the tails, and the carcass for meat. Muskrat starting to show a little bit of weakness as well. I still think we could see $3 to $4 muskrats, but a few of these state auctions have been in high twos, $250, $275. But the more of the eastern, the northeast muskrats and the thick rats, I think, are going to do a little better. Raccoons, $5 to $10. If you have a really good quality coon, you may get 10 to 15. There are a lot of coons that you're not going to be able to sell at all in this market. Red fox, $10 to $20. They're holding pretty steady. Gray fox, 10 to 15. The mink, we're looking at about $5 to $10 for mink. Males, bigger males, are doing a little better. Marten and Fisher are looking fairly encouraging. We haven't seen much for Fisher lately. They don't show up in those Western sales, but the Marten in the Western sales, those are usually a low quality Marten that go for $20, $25, and they've been going for $30 to $40. So that is an indicator that we may start to see some better Marten prices. Maybe those northeast Marten from like Maine may go for $40 to $50 at the next big sale, I'm hoping. And that would mean the northern Canada and Alaska Marten will be seeing like 70 to 80 or 90 even. So there is some potential there. So anyway, that's just a recap. End of February, we have a big NAFA auction coming up in just a few days. That's the biggest North American fur auctions sale of the year. The quantities are in. There's not as much fur there. I think a lot of trappers anticipate a low market, and they didn't send a lot of fur, didn't harvest a lot of fur. So let's just hope that the buyers there are looking for fur and we get some a little better prices. And then in a couple weeks we have the big fur harvesters auction in Helsinki, Finland. And by the end of those two auctions, the fur market will pretty well be set for the year, and most of the fur will probably be sold. So anyway, hope that update helps, and check out the other videos on Trapping Today channel and trappingtoday.com. Thanks a lot for tuning in.